Hey, what's up you guys? Comic Collector 101 here, and today I am going to be talking about my CBCS book that I did get back on January the 18th. I'm super happy to get it back. Super happy with the grade that I got. So before I actually get into it, let me just show you the book first. The book that I sent in to get graded was Amazing Spider-Man number 300. Now, I did do an unboxing of this on this book, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I would definitely recommend watching that video before you come to here, so I will leave a link to the video in the description below. So, a little bit of a backstory first on how I acquired this book. So last year in September, there was the Wizard Con, or the Wizard World in Nashville, Tennessee, and I went there, and I had I had roughly around $400 to spend, or save some of it for later, and I actually did save some money from that show. I was actually really surprised. I saved like $80. I still had the $80, so I was actually very surprised. But anyway, there was tons of dealers and all that, but there was this one dealer that he had this book, not in a CBCS, he had it in a PGX case, and he was selling it, and everywhere I looked, for this book raw, I mean, they were asking maybe $200 to $300 for this book raw, and it was a PGX, and I asked him how much he wanted for it, and he said $160, and I was like, wow, and it's graded 7.5, and I was like, yeah, that's good, to me it was. Now, I mean, yeah, but there were some other books that came with it that I wanted, like my Superman 233 and my New Gods #1. Trying to think what else. But anyway, there was just a whole bundle of books, and he gave me like a 30% discount, I believe. I forget, but I think it was 30%, and it had this book with it. Now I had all the books. I got all the books plus this, and I was just super happy. When I got home, I was ready to film the video, and with my my Amazing Spider-Man 300 in the PGX case. Little did I know that the case was cracked. I noticed it when I was just about to film it, and I noticed it crack. And I swear, when I was just, I could see it. I mean, I could see the case, tearing apart. And as soon as I looked at it very closely, the case fell off. The case fell off. I was so sad. I was so mad at myself because I should have noticed it anyway. I mean, that was silly me. I mean, I didn't notice that the case was cracked, and if I did notice it at the show, I mean, I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I'm kind of glad that I did bought it anyway. But at the same time, I was just so mad at myself that I didn't, take the time to look at the case. I was so stupid. So, hey, mistake learned, I guess. But, yeah, so my grandmother, or my parent, she called, one of the collector guys at the store that I really go to, and I kind of knew, the grading system, the grading community, I guess I could say, or you could say, but I kind of knew it, but I kind of didn't. I kind of just knew the process of it and everything, and he was the comic guy, that I go to, or I'm just gonna say the comic guy, for whatever reason, and he was offering me $200 for it, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna sell this book. I want to get it graded again. And he recommended CGC. Now, CGC, I really don't want to deal with CGC. CGC is just too big of a, I guess, company to me to, I guess, get involved with, because I really don't. CGC to me is just too expensive. That's pretty much it. CGC to me is just too expensive, so that's why I didn't choose them to, get my first book graded. I choose CBCS because CBCS is cheaper. That's pretty much it. They're cheaper, and I really like their grading service. Their customer service. Their customer service is amazing. I get emails. What's going on with the book? What's going on with it? What's the stand on it? And when I did ask them questions, they actually did respond to them, which was very, very, very cool. It's what a customer service should do. Respond to your questions, and they did. And every time, I would ask them. If I did ask them once if I could press my book before I could get it graded, and they did say that we would have to take it to a guy that does pressing, and they would have to ship it back to him, which would take about a month. They would have to add a month to that, so I wasn't really about to do that, so I decided just to get it graded anyway. But yeah, I sent it in August, and I got it back in January. So I'm very, very, very pleased. I do like their cases. Out of PGX, CGC, and CBCS, I do like CBCS cases. They're really great. They're clear. They're very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm stumbling on my words here. They're very protective. They're protective, very protective cases. I love CBCS cases. Now, there is another grading company called The Vault. Very, very low company in my opinion. I'm never going to deal with Vault. I did see one video on their grading services, and their grading service was, he said it was poorly done. A 9.8 his 9.8 didn't look like a 9.8 basically. So I decided not to choose Vault. But they did say their cases were pretty good and pretty clear, but I decided to use CBCS. And this book is just, oh my god, I love it. And the bag that they used around it, I love it. It's great. I mean, I'm not going to take it out of the poly bag. It's very clear, I can see it very clearly, so I don't, see the reason why I need to take it out of the poly bag. And the CGC, the CGC bag that they use, I'm guessing this would be it that they used around the comic. It's this bag. I still have the box and the bubble wrap and everything. Yeah, and if you really want to know about the PGX, I did keep the label from PGX. I hope I don't make this video super long. Okay, it's 8 minutes, so that's not too bad. But yeah, here's the PGX label that I did keep. Almost the same thing, except this one said white pages, and on there it said off-white white. So I hope I can get this, see that, off-white to white. So it doesn't really bother me that much. So I'm very happy with it, anyway. And I'm not really looking for another copy right now. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with what I have right now. I mean, what's the chances of me getting a 9.8 copy of an Amazing Spider-Man 300? I mean, that's kind of, rare right now. I mean, but on eBay, I'm not really going to spend $1,000 just to get a copy of an Amazing Spider-Man 300 9.8 when I already have a 7.5 that, I pretty much made profit off of it anyway. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to sell the book anyway. I mean, I love this book. It's probably one of my gems in my collection right now. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And I don't know why, I don't know why PGX didn't put this on here, but the only minor differences I've seen is the white pages, of course, but on the CBCS it says Thing Cameo. Now, I haven't read the book, I haven't touched it. When I took it out of the PGX, I never did read it, so I'll never read this book, probably, unless I want to go online and read it, but I don't know. It said Thing Cameo on the label, so on the CBCS label, but yeah, what really surprised me is, the same grade, PGX was a 7.5 and CBCS was a 7.5. I thought the book was going to go down, to be completely honest. I thought the book was going to go down to a 7.0 or 6.5. But it did stay the same. I was actually very, very happy with it. I mean, I'd rather it be the same than go down, and the grade or the grade. So I bet if I got the book pressed, it might have jumped up to an 8.0, but I just never did it. I wasn't really gonna spend extra amount of money just to get the book pressed. But the book alone, it was only $15. So I mean, I was very happy with that. But the shipping on it, $20. I don't know. I mean, I was gonna spend the money anyway, but $20 just seemed a little. I don't know. I would have been fine with $15, but it's whatever. I love CBCS. More books I will be shipping out to get graded. I don't know what, but I will be doing more business with them in the future. I know that for sure because I love CBCS. They're a great company. I mean, in the future I might do CGC. I don't know. I just love CBCS right now. So, and the CGC cases, they're. You know how the CBCS cases are really clear. The CGCs are like a light blue tint to it, and I kind of don't like that, but it's whatever. And PGX, I think the only time I'm really going to use PGX unless I want to use Golden Age books. I mean, that's what I think PGX is mostly good for, is Golden Age books. So yeah, that pretty much does it for this video, and I really, really love this book. It's so amazing. I'm so happy to have it. And so yeah, that pretty much just about does it for this video. And this is Comic Culture 101, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.